Hello and welcome to Nothing to Wear, the podcast that solves fashion problems and levels up your wardrobe. I'm Leigh Campbell, and every week I sit down with an expert who helps us work out how to get more out of the clothes we already own and tells us what is and isn't worth adding to our wardrobes. So joining me today is Nicole Bonython-Hines. She is one of my favourite guests. She has been on the show 5 times, including this, and she's going to tell us how to rotate our wardrobe, what to store, and how to stop mould and little moths eating our things.
You have to do it. You live for fashion.
Nicole, master of everything, my favourite guest, welcome back. This is your 5th time on Nothing to Wear.
Oh.
So that shows that maybe I do play favourites. So I don't have any more intro questions for people that have been on 5 times. But last time you were on, you were about to finish your reno.
Yep.
Your clothes were somewhere else. Your wardrobe wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Where did we land?
Oh, look, we've moved in. We thought we had a lot more space than we did.
Okay. And what does that mean for your wardrobe?
Well, half of it's in storage.
Okay.
Like in a completely different location storage.
Oh, not somewhere else in the house?
No.
Interesting.
Well, actually, there's a rack up in the roof that has like,
Oh.
you know, what we can talk about later. Which
Yeah, I
is
was going
like
to say,
the
this is
seasonal
perfect.
crossover. Yeah. But I've also got, you know, the things that I just can't possibly part with.
Yeah, like the
that are in-
archival gowns and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you're perfect for this, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to hear that because
I know. It's really annoying. I go, oh, that tweed coat, where is that?
yes,
Yeah,
right? And
that's
you
in
always just
Waterloo.
want to, as life goes on, kind of get more storage. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
you're the perfect person to talk to. So today we're talking, you know, I guess it's, what do we call it? Seasonal wardrobe rotation.
Mhm.
Do people really do this? Do you think, in your opinion? I wonder how many people do this and what's the purpose of doing it? And now I know you do it because you have
Yeah,
to, but
well, I sort of have to. Yeah.
talk to me about this.
I think, well, most people, I mean, some people are lucky and they've got enormous cupboards and they can have everything hanging all the time. But most of us, I think, are a little limited. And plus, we all probably over purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So it really does make sense to have like a winter and a summer and rotate them.
Yes.
And then there's ways around that. I've always done that. Even when I had a much bigger house and
Have
much more
you?
storage. Yeah, I've always done it.
Wow. So that you can then, you know, less clutter, less
Yeah.
mental, and you can
Yeah.
focus
Yeah.
because you're not going to really need that tiny summer dress when it's
Correct.
August.
Correct. I mean, obviously we go on holidays mid-season and that is a bit of a spanner in the works, but
Yes.
you can work your way around that too.
Yeah. Okay. So when I think of doing this, and I kind of semi-do it, but as you know, I'm very unorganized. So whether or not I'm doing it right, I think jackets away, maybe heavy knits,
Mhm.
tiny little summer things out, and vice versa. But are we assessing our whole wardrobe, in your opinion? And well, let's start with that because the next
Okay.
question's taking it even deeper. But do we
Okay.
assess our whole wardrobe twice yearly?
I think we kind of do. There are obviously in-between things that you'll always come to, like shirts,
Yeah.
which are all year round.
Mm-hmm.
And really skimpy things. You won't. They're the things that you probably they're there in the high summer, but not there in the winter.
I guess it's also based on where you live and if it gets super cold and then super
Correct.
hot.
Yeah,
Or
that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Okay. But do you kind of do most things?
Yeah, I guess I do.
At least assess them and go.
Sort of. I mean, for example, in the winter, I don't need a summer strappy shoe.
Yes. Oh,
Because-
shoes is a good idea because I don't have
Yeah.
good shoe
I mean,
space.
everything. I've got too many things for the amount of space that
Yeah.
I have. So
I've
I
never
definitely
thought to do it for shoes. That's the most obvious one.
Not really. I mean, the things that are really obvious are like, winter, you're not going to need your sarongs and your beach
Yes.
cover-ups and your bikinis and
Yeah.
your tanks and mini shorts or
Mm.
whatever.
But I'm very light on shoe storage, so that's just blown my mind.
Mm.
Do you suggest that our listeners use this time to do a whole wardrobe clean out, or is that a different mindset?
Oh, you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it could be a bit of a different mindset. I mean, it wouldn't be harmful to when you're packing away one season and entering into the new one to kind of assess what you're packing away and say, did I wear that actually? Is it worth hanging on to? There are some things that you probably just didn't even touch this winter. When
Yeah.
it comes to that period of time, you just think, is this really something I'm going to wear moving forward? If I didn't wear it this season, is it something I really want to hang on
Yeah.
to next season?
So being a bit more mindful rather than just going coats.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I think it's kind of good to cull a little bit, but it is, the whole cleaning out your wardrobe thing is a different mindset in theory,
I
but
think
why
so.
not tackle it a little bit at a time?
Yeah. Not for me. I've got too much stuff, as you know. But I do. It does need to be done. The episode we did together that covered all things care for your clothes.
Oh, yeah.
I still use every single product you recommended.
Oh, actually.
The washing powder, the soap, the
do
shaver.
you?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh
And
my God, that's
I've
great.
even got subscriptions on Amazon. So kind of related to that,
Yeah.
before we we've chosen what we're putting into storage. Do we launder things? Do we air things out? Are we getting things dry cleaned? How do we get them ready for being put away?
So putting knits away, it's imperative. We did discuss this at length, I think, last time, because it is my favourite subject.
Honestly, you make laundry sexy. So what do we do with our knits?
Knits, you've absolutely 100%. If you've worn it this season, you absolutely have to wash it. Even if you wore it once, you've still got to wash it.
Damn.
And then you've really got to concentrate. Like, it might look not dirty. Like you might look at it and go, oh, there's no, spilled coffee on it or whatever.
Yes, or I had a T-shirt on underneath.
No, the moths will eat so where it sits on your skin, like the body oils and sweat and things like that you don't even see, they're invisible. The moths will go for that, which I learned, and especially around the cuffs where it collects a bit of dirt. I just pulled out one of my really favourite knits the other day that it's all like eaten around the edge of the cuff.
That explains so much. Okay, we're going to get into how to actually store, storage solutions. Silk, is that the same because it's natural? Do we have to be really careful of natural fibres because little critters like them?
Do you know what? I've never had a moth eat a silk thing.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Has that happened to you?
Who knows with me? I think it's because I put it in the wash and just said, go with God and hope it comes out.
Yeah,
but
in theory, you should really wash everything before you store it.
Yeah, okay.
And then when you pull things in, that's another story, but we can get to that.
Okay, good. So say we've got some beautiful structured blazers, which you've told me before you really can't DIY, you've got to dry clean. So we've dry cleaned it and it's ready for storage. We're not allowed to leave it in that plastic bag, are we?
So they say, because it keeps the moisture in, but I guess it depends what climate you're in.
Okay.
If you're in a dry climate, I don't see there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you're in a, Queenslandy, humid, then
well,
that
even
could be a
Sydney,
problem.
we get a lot of mould.
In Sydney too.
And with global warming, it's
Definitely.
hotter everywhere.
I know,
Yeah,
it
I don't
really
like
is.
them anyway. They feel funny and I don't like the little hanger. I take my own hangers now.
Uh-huh.
So we also did a fabric deep dive, which was fascinating.
Mhm.
I'd love to download your brain into mine. So when it comes to our clothes, do we consider what fabric they're made of when we work out how to store them? For example, I think I would get in trouble if I hung a knit.
Oh, yeah,
you.
you definitely can't hang a knit. They have to be folded.
Okay.
And they need to be obviously washed, dried, and stored with, the lavender bags. Or I prefer the lavender smell to the
Like the little you get them when you get a new handbag, like there's a moisture absorber type thing, or just a scent
No, you can
thing?
you can get these little lavender things. I get a friend bring them back from the UK.
Oh, and they're like actual lavender, almost
they're-
like what potpourri used to be in a little bag.
No, they're like a tablet that are lavender flavored.
Ooh.
But anyway, they keep the bugs away.
Oh, wow, that's so clever. I thought
Yeah.
it was just so it smelt nice when you got it
No,
out.
well, they just smell better than camphor and cedar, I think, when you pull them out. I mean, I just don't want to take any risks because I can't tell you how many cashmere casualties I've had.
Yeah. When you say camphor and all that, that's that kind of, I don't want to be ageist, but like old person smell
Yeah,
or
totally.
vintage, thrift store smell.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
Why does the smell happen?
Mm.
Have you ever smelled a camphor tree?
No, but what is that? Like, I don't even know what I don't even know what camphor
so camphor
is.
is a tree. It's actually a noxious weed in Australia. If you see
Oh.
one, you're meant to pull them out.
Oh.
I had one in my garden, so I know a whole lot about them because it was too big to pull out. But anyway,
So are people putting camphor products with their clothes?
yeah, they're camphor balls. So that's mothballs are actually camphor balls.
Oh my gosh, you've blown my mind. And that's probably why we don't see it so much. So it's like we're like old people's clothes
It's-
smell like that because
yeah.
it was a thing done in the past.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still can buy them
Yeah.
pretty readily. The standard mothballs are camphor balls.
And obviously camphor is like moths don't like camphor.
No, allegedly, but I've done mothballs.
You've
and-
tried it. Your lavender balls are better.
Those moths are really. ugh.
Yeah, and those
Little
little
rat bags.
silver fishy things. Is that the same?
I
Do
think
you
that's
know?
the same. But I've never, and I have had so many knits eaten. I've never seen a discarded
Like little
shell or a
carcass.
dead
I've seen
body
one.
or a poo or anything
They
like
look
that.
like teeny tiny little silver robots.
Right. Okay. Never seen one.
I
And
saw
yet so
one.
many of my things have been eaten. So
If
I've learned
we're-
the hard way about the washing situation.
Haven't you? And because I know you're such a big advocate and a big lover of mostly natural fabrics, but say we're storing some polyester, rayon, don't get mad at me, more synthetic, they
Yeah.
tend to be more durable
Yes, I
like
think
I don't
they
think
are.
bugs like to
No,
eat those.
no. But if you store a polyester or something long term and you haven't cleaned it, that stain will become something that you can never get rid of. It
Yes.
kind of goes deeper and darker and yellower. And
I've made that mistake buying thrifted things, thinking I can get that out, but
yeah,
no.
no.
Okay, so make sure everything's super clean, regardless of
I
the
think
fabric.
so. Yeah.
Talk to me about mould and how much you know about mould. Mould loves leather and suede.
Yeah, it does. It does like the more natural things. It's tricky to get rid of as well.
Totally. I've gone to the point of just throwing out one of my most favorite handbags because it was literally like it looked like
Yeah.
there was a tree.
Yeah,
I'd stored it
kind
up
of
in my wardrobe
bad.
in its canvas bag, but there was just no air circulating. I'd
No.
crammed too much in.
I think if you've got too much stuff, the air can't get
Okay.
around it, and
All right.
then you're kind of screwed.
Okay.
But people say keep those little sachets, out of your vitamin bottles.
Yeah, I
Keep
buy
them.
them in bulk off Amazon.
Oh, you can buy them in bulk. Hey,
Yes, you can
that's-
buy
I
them
didn't
in
know
bulk.
that.
Yes, because
I just recycle mine out of my
well, I do that
out of
too.
my vitamin bag, whatever bread.
Our house, thankfully, my wardrobe's upstairs, but downstairs, the spare room and the home office are a heritage original.
Uh-huh.
Even though we've done little things, but those, if it's raining a lot, like it has been recently in Sydney, those two wardrobes are really prone to mold. And not that I really care that much, but I feel a bit sorry for my husband, but he's had a lot of issues this winter.
yeah.
So I've bought the big things that you refill
Oh,
and the
yeah.
hangy things, and then
Oh,
I've got him
yeah.
lots of little things for his drawers.
And
so
have they helped?
I don't know, I haven't checked. It's not my clothes. But I guess you want to check where you're storing things, which we'll get
Yeah.
to soon, because,
Yeah.
if that's a damp area and it's
Yeah.
a longer period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we want to be sustainable and we want to minimize landfill. So we're obviously storing stuff we love and will wear later.
Yes.
So how do we make sure we're doing that? Is it those vacuum bags? Like, is it tubs? How would you recommend, or how do you personally
okay.
do it?
So personally, I sort through. So maybe mid-spring, I'll because there's always that period
Yes.
in early spring or early autumn. It's actually
Yeah.
always hot, isn't it?
Yes.
But where you sort of you get those throwbacks to winter, and
Yes.
suddenly all of a sudden it's 10 degrees, and
It's a false start. So you
Yeah.
don't want to put everything
you
away.
don't want to put everything away. But you could probably start transitioning if you wanted to. If you don't want to, you just want to do it in one go, then just wait until mid-spring.
I
and
like
then
the idea of doing it in stages, like your big puffer
really
parka,
big,
that
yeah,
can
you
go.
could do your big things. It's just annoying though. You might have to re-access the things. Like if, for example, you've got your tubs, if that's what you're going to use, and you keep them in a really hard to access
So
spot.
true.
Do you really want to pull them down out of the cupboard
No,
again?
I would just be
So
cold.
maybe not. Maybe just do it all in one go. But
And are you a tub? Are you a vacuum bag person or a mix?
Everything. So the bulky things, I'll do the vacuum bags. So puffer jackets, knits,
Yep.
I'll vacuum those. But the one thing that I've always used, and I really like them because you can see everything, are those, those bags that you get, more recycling. Those bags you get pillows and blankets and things when you buy them, and they're zipper
Yes.
all the way around.
Oh my God,
You can see everything in them, and they're
genius.
zipper, so they're really easy to open and close.
Yes.
Those vacuum bags are kind of harder to access.
Yes, I agree. And then you're like, is it worth
Yeah,
like
I'm
puffing
doing
it up
and then
and
I've got
redo?
to pull the vacuum out and do it all
Yes,
over again. So
yes.
I actually quite like those bags, and I always keep them whenever I get one, or I
That's
beg,
so
borrow, and steal them off friends. Say,
clever.
if you don't want that bag, I'll have it.
Yes, because I always throw it out and I go, gosh,
I
this
know,
hasn't even got a zipper on it. What a waste of a zipper.
I know, they're really good, those bags, and they're thick, clear plastic, so you can really see into them
Yes.
properly. I really like those, and I
That's
just
smart.
label them on the inside.
That's what I was going to ask. So do you write like a little list and put it on the inside of what's
Pretty
in there?
much. So it might be, tanks, shorts, swimsuits, or whatever. Like I obviously keep all the high summer things together. And all the high winter things. It will just be knits or, lingerie that I'm probably never going to wear again.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Yes, just for memories.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can't fold? Like, do we have to hang anything? I guess like gowns.
Gowns, yeah, you probably need to
We
hang
don't all
if you
have that many
can.
gowns.
I mean, it's really hard because then you've got to have the hanging space. for
Yeah,
that
and
stuff,
that's
right?
usually what you need to free up.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly right. So you just have to make a call, really. I mean, if it's a gown, well, maybe you have to put it in a bag and
Yeah.
re-steam it
Hope
when
for
the
the
time
best.
comes.
I had an idea when I knew I was going to talk to you because we have quite a lot of luggage, like suitcases, and that we kind of layer them in, but there's some random ones. Do you think you could use a suitcase as storage?
Yeah, I actually have, well, in my other storage facility, I have suitcases that I've also labelled.
Yes,
it's terrible,
because
isn't
it's,
it?
luggage and suitcases are
Yeah.
so annoying to store anyway, so you may as well combine the two.
Yeah. Well, actually, I tend to use the suitcases I'm never going to use again because they're easy to stack. You can
Yes.
put them on top of each
Yeah,
other.
clever.
And they're bigger than tubs generally and
Yeah.
easier to haul around.
Yes,
Like
because you
those
might want
really
if
big
if you've got a garage that's down the back of the yard, or like you
Yeah.
say you're in another spot, you can get the whole suitcase and
Yeah,
take it with
and
you.
it's on wheels or whatever. Yeah, I find them a bit easier. But if it's going into the top of your cupboard and you're only going to, you need a ladder to get it down or whatever,
No.
then those tubs are good. But I put those vacuum bags in those tubs and I label
Ooh.
the tubs. So then,
Clever.
one tub is high summer, and it's, tanks, shorts.
Yeah,
I don't know, swim, whatever.
that's clever
and
because
stack it
I've
all.
got a few of those vacuum. Well, I've got a lot of them, but I use them sometimes for linen. I've got them for some hand-me-downs that my son hasn't grown into yet.
Mhm.
But then they get all slippery and don't stack nicely, or they pop open.
Yes.
And then it's like,
I know. Why
taking-
do they pop open those things? I
Oh,
mean, you
I-
kind of go to it and all the airs come into them and you're like,
Yes.
why? What happened? That's why
Yes.
those other zippy bags are kind of good.
okay, I'm going to put my vacuum bags into tubs. That feels nice and neater. It can be a
Yeah.
bit more of a
It's-
jigsaw Jenga.
Yeah, it's a bit easier.
So you mentioned unpredictability of weather.
Mhm.
I always get false start, even though I start wearing sandals about now. What are the items that you suggest that probably most people have or you have that you can really kind of keep out for ever? Like
Forever.
a trench?
Yeah,
little
a trench. So
cardigan.
lightweight, so midweight things
Mm.
are probably all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a trench. I mean, T-shirts, I don't ever pack them away.
Oh no, I would
Um,
cry. I live in t-shirts no
but
matter
I
what.
do pack away long sleeve T-shirts
Mm-hmm.
when it's summer.
Yeah,
'cause
okay.
I'll never wear those.
Yeah.
But I'll wear a short sleeve T-shirt all year round.
So if
probably.
people think doing this all in one is overwhelming, there are benefits to maybe doing it in stages.
Yeah, you could do it in stages, but again, it just depends on where you're going to put those boxes.
Yeah.
How
Okay, so
easy
some
they
of
are to
yours are in
access.
the roof. What are, we've all got limited space. What are some common places you've heard of people putting their off season?
Oh, no, look, mostly it's just sort of tops of cupboards,
Yeah.
parents' cupboards.
Yes. We've got one of those like lift up bed thingies
Oh, yeah.
like that.
How good.
But my husband won't let me use it for clothes because he's got
Why?
his silly vintage squash racket collection that he wants to put on the wall, but I'll never let him. So I'm like, we're never using those. Not that I'll never let him, but those,
Oh,
I
no,
think
don't
if you
let
know,
him. That sounds like a really bad idea.
no, but if you're ever moving or setting up home or getting new furniture, I think even from 10 years ago, there's so much amazing furniture with storage because obviously living spaces are getting smaller.
Yeah.
So try and get a 2-for-1 if you can.
Mhm.
Even like I just got a little ottoman that's roughly that size to
Mhm.
sit at my little makeup thing, and that's storage.
Oh, wow.
I know. I mean, I'm
That's
going to put my
good.
clothes in there, but it just, there's storage in places you don't
Yeah.
know there's storage.
Yeah, there definitely is.
But think about practicality if you need to access, or
Yeah,
if you're up high in it's a suitcase if it falls on you.
yeah.
Okay.
And you can't be guaranteed someone's going to be around to help you drag that thing down. either.
Yes, because it's
That's why you don't
urgent
want
for
them
you to
to.
have that dress, but it's not
Yeah.
urgent for them.
Yeah, and also I would say because I did do that once, made that mistake of getting a tub that was too big.
Yes.
And then
yeah.
once you stack in those, especially if you use the vacuum bags, those boxes can become quite heavy.
Yeah, I agree. I think like a 30 litres good. Can you tell that I've sort of
Oh,
prepped
you
for my
have
life?
30 litres. I
Well-
don't know how many litres my tubs are.
I learned the hard way because I'm an online orderer, and I was like, those tubs are pretty. And then they came and they were like big lunch boxes.
Oh,
and I
I
was
know.
like,
Oh my God.
oh,
The
I better
dilemma
read
of
the
online
label. And then I
shopping.
went and looked at some other tubs that I have at home, and they're about that. So because I also do it for beauty products and things,
Yeah.
with my work, but
Yeah.
anything sort of bigger than that, if you're filling it with heavy things,
Yeah, you just can't get them down.
No.
And then you kind of look at it and go, yeah, I'm not going to get that down.
agreed. Or some of them have wheels. Also, a good tip is there are a lot are on Marketplace from, businesses that have shut down,
yeah.
because if you are, and this is for moving or anything, they can be, $10 a tub.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They can
Yeah.
be
So there's a
pricey.
lot of almost never used ones on Facebook because
Oh.
I'm buying all the gear and now I'm asking you. So I
Oh.
have an idea of how to do this.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone needs some lunch boxes, I've got heaps. We're doing the actual switcheroo. So do you get out the season we're about to go into, dump that all somewhere, and then use those tubs like
Yes.
swap like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's overwhelming to me. And
I mean, if you've got enough space that you can keep
No,
an
I
empty
know.
tub,
You're
then
right.
great.
But generally it has to be a direct switch because you've got limited space.
Sort of. But then, and this is probably something that I should be doing. I know sometimes I go, yeah, I'm going to pull out those long sleeves, but maybe not those long sleeves. And then I've got some in, some out.
Yes.
But that's probably a message to me to go, you're probably never going to wear them.
Yes.
So now would be the time to
So that's
turf
wardrobe
them.
clean out time where
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
actually. Because you could do a bit of a stock take as you go.
Yes, you could.
Mm.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. And I should probably do that coming to the next season.
Yes. Because you haven't done your spring yet.
No. Oh, God, no. It's
it's still
Arctic, isn't
freezing
it?
in here.
God.
It's hard though because the first spring drops hit stores in August and
know.
you get so
Yeah.
excited for a new
I
season
know.
and then you don't want to wear what you've been wearing all winter, but the weather's like, I'm sorry, I'm not ready yet.
No.
Yeah, okay. So
It's always been the
ignore
way.
what's on in the stores and just listen to the weather.
Yeah.
This sounds like a boring and overwhelming process to a lot of people, me included, but so helpful.
Mhm.
Is there any way to make it fun?
Well, you could play some fun music.
You know what I've started to do when I'm doing any sort of tidying up or whatever in my wardrobe? I reach for and look at the things that bring me joy first,
Okay.
not the stuff that I think, oh, I don't know if I like you or I feel guilty for buying you, or because then you're in a mindset of like, oh, I don't know what to do with that. But if you
Mhm.
kind of pull out stuff that brings you joy, so that
Yeah.
could maybe for this be the things you might wear all year round or you just want to
Uh-huh.
look at or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that starts me in a happier mindset than
Okay.
this is hard and overwhelming.
No, I think, well, maybe to prevent hard and overwhelming is just to kind of do one to say, I'm going to tackle
Yes.
tops or I'm going to tackle denim. See, I
Good
know
idea.
you wear denim all year round, but I will
Yes.
never wear denim in high summer
Why?
because it's hot. I
But
don't
it's-
understand how people do denim in like January.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like you don't brush your teeth to me. I know, you know how much I love my jeans.
I know you do.
However-
I know. So they're the things that denim is one of the things I put away.
Yeah, and I probably obviously reach for it less, and there's certain cuts and weights of denim that I definitely would wear
Mhm.
winter, but definitely not summer. So
Mm.
you could even partially do an area.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it depends. And I know you've got a lot of denim, so that
Been good.
you
I
could
did
clear a lot
I did
of
a bit of a
space.
clean out.
Oh, very good. So what,
Yeah.
you got 40 instead of 80? Or
About that.
20 instead of 40?
No. Up closer to that first one. So we're doing the switcheroo and we've realised, actually, I'm not going to wear that. There's some of your long sleeve tops, you know.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
often find this with like sometimes shoes that have hardly been worn, although that's why I don't rotate them.
Mhm,
And that's why I don't have space because I'm keeping shoes
mhm.
because they were, a couple
More
$100 bucks.
expensive.
Yeah. So say throughout this process, you go, okay, these things aren't getting rotated anymore. They're getting rotated out of my life. What would you do with them?
So selling them is
Mm.
going to be tricky because let's just say we're mid-spring
Mm,
and we're putting away our winter things.
mm.
You're not going to sell a high winter thing in,
That's true.
yeah,
Maybe when you're doing the switcheroo, you make a sell
maybe a sell.
box, and then going into that season,
Yes, you could
put a
do
note in your
that.
diary.
You could do that.
That's a good point.
See, I would sort of go, I'll put it on eBay, and then it'll just sit there, and then I'll just go, I'm just going to put it in the
You're very realistic. That's a bit of
Vinnie's
me
bin.
too. Yeah,
'Cause
but I think
couldn't be
maybe if
bothered.
like it was in a separate place, or
Yeah,
you
I
could-
think that's a good idea. If you got the space and you had a tub and you could sell it later,
yeah,
down,
and
like closer to
it
the
is a
time.
beautiful quality knit that you haven't worn much, or a coat. It's
Yeah,
worth,
yeah, yeah, it is.
and you want it to
definitely.
go back out into the world. But you're right. People aren't sitting on Facebook Marketplace or anything right now looking for really, I mean, not that you'd buy someone's old bikini, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
you've got to
gotta
think of
sell
other
within the
people's
season.
mindset.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna. No, I don't need any more tubs, but that's true because oftentimes that's when I stop the process because I'm like, well, I won't wear it, but I don't know what to do with it, and then I just leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so sections and put notes in your diary. That's what my point. Like, 'cause
Yes,
otherwise
I
I'll
think
just
notes
forget.
in diaries is a good idea.
Yeah, especially when a new season comes and hits stores and you get so excited,
Mm-hmm.
but you haven't got out that stuff yet, and then you go buy
Yeah.
things and then you get that out and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
got similar.
Yeah. And then when you pull out the old things
Mm.
that you're rotating in, maybe you can relook at those and think, can I give these new life?
Yes, I love
Mhm.
that. I think I'd need a buddy for this, and a lot of
Yeah.
people I know do a buddy system. It does help because
Yeah, that would be good.
yeah, and oftentimes even
Mm.
afterwards we do it at Mamamia, a swapping party,
Yeah.
So maybe after everyone's done their spring clean, you could then get your friends or whatever. I've got
Yeah.
a really great WhatsApp group with school mums, so there's ways to make it fun.
Yeah.
Okay, bougie and budget. So we can either do something that we've got out of rotation a million times, so it's obviously been worth it. Each spring or autumn we go, oh, I love you, I missed you, I can't wait to wear you again.
Mhm.
Or it could be something storage related. So
Mhm.
let's start with your budget. What would your budget be?
Well, I think it's great to have things that will protect your things in storage. So the little lavender moth repellent thingies.
Okay. And we can't get your exact ones because they're fancy.
My friend gets
English
them
one.
in England.
Well, she should start a little side hustle. But
Maybe she should.
there's lots of similar ones online.
Yeah, there should be some. Online.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
link some in the show notes. I'm
Okay.
going to order some of those. Mine are the vac bags because I first started using them actually for travel
Uh-huh.
because I like to shop a lot. But then I realised when I'm away, depending on where I'm going, but then I realised the suitcase still weighs a lot, even if you can fit a lot in it.
Yeah.
So now I use them mostly at home. I get ones from
Ah.
Amazon. The brand's called Warmy. And you get a 16-pack vacuum bags, so
Yep.
like 16 bags, and then you
Mhm.
get a little travel
Yes, I
vacuum.
saw that.
Because
It
who
keeps
has a
popping up on my
vacuum?
I know. It keeps
I mean-
popping up on my Instagram, and you can charge the little sucky
Well,
thing
yes,
on
and,
your
or it's
phone charger.
or it's got an international thingy to whichever country you're
Yeah,
in.
how good.
Because
Yeah,
I mean,
saw
everyone
that.
has a vacuum, but what I meant was mine's like a stick or a robot.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really good. And then you can buy from Warmy because you don't need a lot of those vacuums. You can then just buy a set of like 10 small bags. Or
What's Warmy?
that's the brand, Warmi.
Ah.
So the pack of 16 bags and the little electric vacuum, which it
Yeah.
looks like a little water filter or something.
Yeah.
$33.
Ah, how
They're
good.
so good.
And is that from Amazon?
yes.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
I'm going to be doing that.
Oh, look, I influenced you.
That
All
sounds
right.
good.
Bougie, you're the queen of sustainability and
Oh.
quality and wearing things timelessly. So
Yeah.
what's something that you've pulled in and out, once a year and gone, oh, I love you, I'm
Yeah.
excited to wear you?
I actually have two really beautiful Max Mara coats. That there's just no way I could ever get rid of them. People who've got loads of money and buy lots of Max Mara coats, I don't know what they do with them all because they're quite bulky.
Yes, they are.
But they're just beautiful.
Like
beautifully
that
made,
beautiful
fabric,
camel
gorgeous.
colour.
No, I've actually got a tweed one.
Oh.
That's really like it's got like a button off quilted lining, so it's super warm. I used to wear it when I shot in New York and Paris and stuff in January when it was like
Wow.
freezing.
Oh my God, I would wear a Uniqlo puffer jacket. You're so stylish.
And then I've got another one that's like a beautiful musty pink that you can sort
Oh.
of stroke. It's got like this, almost got long hair.
Oh, wow. And it
It's
does
really
go to
great.
show, when we do a bougie or you invest in something, if you care for it well, what, have you had those for 10 years?
Oh, 15?
Amazing. See, that's it. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, they're
store it
pretty
well,
good.
love it, look after it. And it was so worth the money in the first place.
Yeah, they're pretty beautiful. Really
Okay.
luxe. I always get complimented when I wear them.
Okay, so my bougie is expensive storage. I don't know if I've spoken about it on the show before. I've definitely mentioned the brand. It's an Aussie, Sydney-based business.
Yep.
Sagatine. Have you seen their stuff? Okay.
No. Well,
But-
maybe I have.
Beware of the price. I got it at 20% off, but it was still very expensive. But I'm going to explain why it's worth it. So they
Okay.
sell individual sort of shoe boxes, but they're these beautiful curved with a little leather flappy handle thing. So you
Ah.
can stack them places.
I think
Or
I have seen these.
you can buy the frame, which is like this beautiful timber frame, and you can fit 8 or 10. So the one that I've got's the 8, and it probably is about that tall.
Right.
So it could be a bedside, depending how tall your bed is, or just a
Yeah.
little side table.
Yeah.
That's $1,040 for
Ooh.
the side table and the boxes.
Yeah.
However, I got it at 20% off.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is because it's literally mostly storage, but then
Yeah.
a beautiful, like I've got a lamp and a candle and a book and all that jazz on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then each box, you don't have to just put I don't put shoes in them.
Mhm.
You can get little inserts that are for your sunglasses or your
Ah,
wallets
Oh, how
or
good.
jewelry.
Yeah.
Or for me, I've got like a lot of those little like wrap up tote bags that scrunch down to nothing
yeah.
for travel.
Yeah.
I've just got all those bits and bobs that you don't know what to do
Yeah,
with, but are
yeah.
wardrobe essentials.
Yeah.
You can put anything in them.
Love that.
But you can buy the boxes individually if you
Yeah.
don't want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I nearly died when I bought it, and everyone that sees it, because it's you can get lilac, you can get red boxes, you can mix and match
Oh,
the coloured
wow.
boxes.
How
So
cute. Love that.
a statement piece, an expensive piece, but the quality is phenomenal. And if you happen to accidentally trash one of the boxes like I did, like I let something leak in it, you're not ruining a whole piece of furniture. You just replace the box.
Oh, how good.
I love it. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. I'll show you.
Ah.
There's lots of different colours.
Oh my God, that is very chic.
They're
I love
beautiful.
that.
They're
Yeah.
beautiful. My husband wanted to steal it, but no. But yeah. If you're in the market for very expensive storage, I got you.
Oh, I love that. Well, there's probably more expensive storage. Than
Oh,
that,
trust me, there absolutely
so
is.
that could be a bargain.
That's it. Here's a 2 for 1. Nicole, I love you. I want you to come and overhaul my life. You're so phenomenal. Thank you for joining us.
That's
and now
my
we're
pleasure.
all going to go off and sort out our spring cleaning.
Yeah, me too.